GPs across the country are saying they are not ready.
So let's bring in Treasurer Josh Frydenberg, who joins us now from Melbourne. Treasurer, thanks for your time this morning. I tell you what, is chaos out there? Do you still believe in this October target?
Well, the Chief Medical Officer, the Prime Minister, have reaffirmed that the goal is to get those vaccines out to all Australians by October, and that's our goal, and that's what we're working towards. And what we have already seen is more than 200,000 Australians being vaccinated, and of course we're going to be producing 1 million vaccines every week through CSL, and that's going to provide a great basis for us to roll out the AstraZeneca vaccine across the country.
Josh, GPs are universally bagging you out. They have been all week. I can't quite work out why you've been so slow.
Well, again, this is a massive logistical exercise. I don't think you can ever underestimate the task that is ahead of us. But at the same time, across other countries, they've also had logistical challenges and hiccups along the way. But from Australia's perspective, we've obviously suppressed the virus very successfully. We want to roll out the vaccine as quickly as possible, but also to do so in a safe way. And we know that when the vaccine comes in, it will significantly reduce the spread of the virus, but it will also boost confidence, and confidence is good news for the economy. And yesterday, the economy got its own shot in the arm with really, really good job numbers.
Did those numbers surprise you yesterday? A lot of economists weren't expecting numbers that good.
They did. They were the 88,700 new jobs that were created, Ali, were actually around 3 times what the market was expecting, and it saw the unemployment rate fall to 5.8%. The market was expecting it to still hover around 6.2, 6.3%. What's really good news is more than 80% of those jobs went to women, more than 40% of those jobs went to young people, and all of those 88,700 new jobs were full-time jobs. So the Australian economy has remained remarkably resilient in the face of this biggest economic shock since the Great Depression.
There's a push this morning for foreign workers to take up places in hotel quarantine, foreign skilled workers. Should we not be prioritising Aussies who are maybe unemployed or about to be unemployed with JobKeeper?
We're absolutely ensuring everything possible to get Aussies into jobs, and we do know that there are still around 56,000 jobs in the regions that are going begging. Those jobs are available, people are not necessarily taking them, and the hope is that with mutual obligation being accelerated, the job seeker payment coming down from its elevated level, and obviously JobKeeper ending in March, that we'll see more movement across the employment and labour market. But the good news is that, you know, the jobs are coming back. The job is not done, but the jobs are coming back. And skilled migrants always have an important role to play in our economy. And at the first available opportunity, we'll ensure that we get them into jobs so we can boost the overall economy.
More than skilled migrants, though, don't we need people like fruit pickers?
We do, and we've had programs to bring in some Pacific workers to fill some of those roles. We've also put in thousands of dollars of incentives for people to move to those areas to take up those jobs. Clearly we want and need more people to take up those jobs, because it is heartbreaking to see the fruit rot on the ground because you can't get the workers, and that's a real issue as well.
JobKeeper ends in just over a week. There's a lot of nervousness around this, as you'd know. We learned this morning airline staff will continue to get $500 a week as part of that $1.2 billion support package announced last week. Is that fair?
Well, that is a different program. That's all about protecting Australia's sovereign international aviation capability. That program, which we announced, Karl, involves ensuring that those workers remain skilled, trained, that the planes are kept in proper maintenance, that they can be brought out of storage where a lot of them have been over recent months. It's an international aviation support package, and Qantas and Virgin have taken the decision to pay these workers on a regular basis, and we want to keep that sovereign capability in Australia, because as soon as our international borders open, we need that capacity. We can't afford to lose it.
Are you leaving the door open to other industries for targeted income support? Because you do have hospitality saying, what about us?
Well, we're not putting in place economy-wide wage subsidies. We did that with JobKeeper. It was a remarkable success. 3.6 million Australians, Ali, relied on that program. It helped save more than 700,000 jobs, according to Treasury and the Reserve Bank of Australia. Our goal now is to ensure that the economy moves to the next stage of its transition, and the recovery is underway, as we saw with yesterday's numbers, but there's still a long way to go, and we'll look for targeted support packages to those areas that are in need. But at least if we can keep those borders open, those domestic borders open, that will give a lot more confidence to the economy as well.
Are you not at all worried about JobKeeper ending?
Well, JobKeeper has to end. It was always a temporary program. It was always an emergency support measure. Initially, Ali, it was for 6 months. We extended it for another 6 months, and at $90 billion, it's the most expensive and largest single economic support program that any Australian government has ever undertaken. So we've got to move to the next stage. We recognise that there are regions and sectors that are doing it tough. That's why our support continues. So even though JobKeeper ends, our support doesn't. And we've got the JobMaker hiring credit, we've got skills packages, we've got infrastructure spending, we've got tax cuts, which you and I have talked about on your program, rolling out, putting billions of dollars into the economy. So Australia is better placed than any other economy around the world for the start of this year. Let's keep that momentum going.
AFL boss Gil McLachlan's doing his bit for the country, reducing the cost of a pie at the footy. I noticed last night you were at the footy with the PM. Looked like you had very nice seats.
Well, you know, Carlton lost, Karl, but footy was the winner, and it was great to see 50,000 Victorians out there with one New South Welshman in Scott Morrison being there to support the game, and it was terrific. It was just absolutely terrific that the Prime Minister was able to come to the footy. He got a lot of high fives from the Richmond and Carlton supporters as he walked around the ground, and there was a real sense that footy is back. And that's good for the community, and that's good for everyone's confidence over the course of this year.
Did you have to explain the rules to him?
I told him you couldn't run more than 15 metres with the ball. That's right.
I thought you were a Collingwood supporter. I don't know.
Without a bounce.
Fighting words.
I don't know.
Hey, listen, stop that sledging. Stop that sledging. Come on, mate. It's too
into
early
his
in the
trap,
morning.
Josh. You know? Straight in. Good to talk to you this morning.
Thanks, Treasurer.
Thank you.